That's what I forgot.
Good evening, everybody. Angry Faithful. David, you miraculous man. He forgot to change the intro video from Friday night show, which is okay. But no, you're not tuning into a what the hell episode. This is Nerd Sports, episode 225. It's been a week, but before we get into all the news and the happenings and the currents and the what's abouts and everything, as per our tradition, I'm going to turn things over to our esteemed producer, David Dickerman, albeit very briefly, for this week's Weird Sport. David.
This was given to me by Johnny, and yeah, we might be visiting somewhere when we pass away.
Lazy. You could got that.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, the video I sent you was better because it had context in it. It's basically jiu-jitsu for people who are confined to wheelchairs or who have
disabled
amputees.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu?
I guess.
Or would it be handy jitsu? I don't know. We got to figure out a way to like coin that. Anyway, okay, so
signature move is called the Steven Seagal.
yeah. I still like that off of.
What, where you sit on a couch somewhere and stuff your face with ho-hos and Swiss rolls?
No, have you not noticed that? Okay, Tom Segura did a what was it? What was his like thing on Netflix? Bad Thoughts. He did a scene from Bad Thoughts, and it basically what it was it was Steven Seagal, and all he was doing was like sitting down and doing his martial arts moves, which he does in real life now.
Mm-hmm. He has to get a stunt double to do stairs because he can't even walk up and down there.
Mm-hmm.
But they get a stunt double that's like the same size that he was 30 years ago. And that's the stunt double they use. And then when they cut back to actually Steven Seagal, it's like super jarring. Look up, there's a guy named Space Ice that does like breakdowns of his movies, all the really shitty ones. It's amazing.
Oh, man.
So
wasn't that all of them? I mean, no, well,
Executive Decisions was good because he died in that one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was in that one for like, what, 15 minutes?
Thereabouts. And it was his decision that killed him.
He's like,
so that was cool. You could tell he hated doing the movie, too, because of A, he had to die, and B, it was because he made a dumbass decision. That is great. I love that.
I mean, who knew that the F-117 could carry people inside the bomb bay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
It's totally pressurized and everything.
I remember watching that, and I'm like, Anyway,
did you see? I'm sorry. One more side. Did you see the video of the incentive ride that Air Force recruiter was taking in the F-15?
Yeah,
and ejected while they were in the taxiway.
Yes. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
That was hilarious.
Hey, does this striped handle in between my legs adjust the seat? Way.
That switch, you don't touch that switch until you're told to. Oh, like this? Like they go through the briefing before you do your incentive ride, and they make very clear, do not touch until you are directly told to.
Hey, what's this?
But he's a recruiter, so
this is why we can't have nice things. That dude,
that wasn't
that NCO, that senior NCO, that became the reason for the safety briefing.
That former NCO.
Oh man, dude.
And not only that, when the I believe when the canopy came back down, it actually landed on the aircraft too. So you're having to deal with that damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've
That's
heard
a statement of charges. He is involuntarily extended.
You are talking about those ejection seats are a few $100,000. Like, it is not cheap to have to reset those things.
That and the fact that almost every pilot will tell you is like they hesitate to eject themselves only because as soon as you eject yourself, you're getting back problems. It's automatic.
Well, that's when you're ejecting, at speed.
Not even at speed. There's the shot of the rocket when it pushes you out causes you to have back problems.
Compresses your spine. Yeah, but it's even worse when you're at speed.
No, it's no different than the opening shock of a parachute or landing on a fast rope. So, I mean, yeah, but I get it. So, but it's just the fact that, and then watching him land with his legs apart, physically hurt me.
It was that was the worst.
Either he broke something or he ate kneecap.
Dude, I hope it was both. I really do. It was bad.
You deserve every bit of the problems you have.
Yes, I'm watching that video and I'm finding myself like Ice-T and was it Chris Tucker? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and not service connected.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
At all. He deserves that. No, I know that's the joke we always have during it, but no.
I want to know what went through that pilot's head whenever he realized, oh, shit, I don't have a canopy now. He's like,
it probably was you motherfucker.
Like he's on the mic to the tower. I'm gonna just turn this around.
That
know that all flight ops for the rest of the day were suspended.
That had to be
that became an investigative scene right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Because it comes back on the pilot too. Like it's gonna be because they have to go through all the procedures. Did you they're going through the whole safety briefing beforehand? Did you?
And he signed for that aircraft.
Just everything.
I feel bad for that pilot, honestly.
Exactly. Screw the recruiter. First of all, he's a recruiter, so he's not even a real person.
Yeah.
Second of all, that pilot got double fucked by this guy. I can't even describe the level of pissed off that would he had to have flown into when he heard that motor rocket go off.
I mean, the explosive bolts jettisoning the canopy in a very violent fashion. He doesn't even have his sun visor down yet.
Be like, you didn't. He fucking did.
And he probably didn't even have his oxygen mask on, so he's got his mic boom down.
Yeah, right.
So his face is all kinds of exposed.
I still would love to hear the actual fucking I want to hear the radio call to the tower after that.
I think the Air Force, some moments like this, the Air Force needs their own equivalent of WTF Army moments.
Well, yeah.
Oh man. I want to really, come on, guys that unsubscribe, Fat Electrician, don't let us down, man. You've got to come up with the tower. We got to hear the tower logs.
No, well, it would probably be Rich doing it because he does all these.
Whoever it would be,
I'll find out if he's doing it.
It's one of those guys has got to have the hookup to be able to let us know because we need that audio in the worst way.
Well, they did a podcast in the Pentagon, so they probably have some pull.
Right. We'll wait till Brandon actually gets elected, and then he'll be able to hook us up.
All right. So
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Trying to find something here. Hold on just a second. All right, so the Red Sox made a good move today. About 2 hours ago on MLB.com. Ian Brown is on the byline here. The Boston Red Sox started the week by adding some much-needed pop at first base with the signing of free agent first baseman Nathaniel Lowe. I say Lowe, but it's Lau, Brandon Lau. Or Brandon Lau is no. Let me start over because I'm retarded. Nathaniel Lowe, who was immediately added to the roster and available to play in tonight's game against the Orioles. He's a left-handed hitter, and he'll make his first start for Boston on Tuesday when the Orioles start right-hander Tamuki Sugano. He's a left-handed hitter who has been there, done that, said manager Alex Cora. He was part of the Rangers when they won. So an up-and-down season for him with the Nationals, who released him. They designated him for assignment today, so they just outright released him. So they're hoping that change of venue will be good for him, which a lot of times whenever you're talking about a player being designated for assignment or being released outright, and then another team picks them up, what happens? There's usually an uptick in their stats. Their batting average probably, normally goes up about 20 points. And, they start to settle in because they've got a new environment, a new team, usually one that's got a better shot at making the playoffs. The Nationals, not so much. The Red Sox, they're still in the wild card hunt. But I like that move. I really do. I like this pickup because, defensively at first base, the Red Sox have had liability after liability. Watching the Red Sox Astros series, there was easily 2 to 3. Over the full 3-game series, I think there was probably closer to like 6 errors at first base alone. So, defensively, he's an upgrade from what we've had there. As much as I like Tristan Casas, who started the season at first base with the Red Sox before he broke a bone in his leg, I think it was his. Maybe it was a bone in his shin, or I think it was. No, it was his knee. He tore his ACL. I think that Tristan Casas, once he comes back from injury, I think he's going to be a good trade piece for the Red Sox to bolster like their starting rotation, their bullpen definitely. Because the Red Sox offense is pretty good this year. They're decent enough to where they can hold their own. Just like any offense, they go through their ups and downs. They start swinging and missing at stupid pitches outside the zone. But I like this pickup of Lowe. So he earned $10.3 million with the Nationals this season, and he signed with the Red Sox for a prorated minimum. So he's got a year of arbitration eligibility left, but we'll see how the rest of the season goes with him, whether or not he's going to be asked to sign an extension with the club or just a new outright contract with the club. Just because Craig Breslow, the general manager for the Red Sox, he said specifically that he made this move with this season in mind. So, he's trying to make late moves, trying to pick up pieces that will help the club make a deep dive into October and hopefully into November via the World Series. But I'm a big fan of that move, really. So, but let me see here. Come on. There we go. We're going to go over the standings real quick before we dive into football. Right now, going into tonight's action, the Blue Jays still hold a 5-game lead over the Red Sox in the AL East. The Yankees are 5.5 games back. The Yankees have won their last 3. They're 7-3 over their last 10. So they're starting to wake up a little bit, trying to figure some things out. There's about 38 or roughly around 38, 40 games left in the season. So there's plenty of time for either the Red Sox to shit the bed or the Yankees to fall flat on their face. I'm hoping it's the latter, not the former, not the latter. Is that right? The second one's always the latter, right? Or the former? I can't remember. Anyways, I hope it's the Yankees that fall flat on their face. Obviously.
Hey guys,
What?
do you want to hear the aircraft traffic control stuff from that little airport thing?
You know what? I'll allow it. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, this better be legit, David.
We had a pilot eject. Please shut down the runway.
Yeah, we are not going to use 20. Over runway 20.
The PCAS. I'm on the airfield.
All right, so make the call.
A-firm for a ground emergency.
Roger.
Birdman, you got Siegel on the line. You all right?
Yeah, Rainbow One's okay.
Mobile at Fire Department Access Road, looking to head north on Bravo.
North. Garden will proceed north on Bravo. Fire has been notified.
Yeah, as long as you're conflicted, I would make sure you don't do it too early because you need to make sure there's a crew there that can chalk you up and all that. So.
Yeah, the armed crew's working to de-arm, and then we're going to shut down right here.
Copy, as long as you're chalked and everything.
All right. Minimum 2 hours before anything can come back on the runway. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh,
All right, I'm going to pass that to the airport manager right now.
Copy that, I
oh,
We had a pilot.
2
2
hours.
hours, dude. He is fired,
Oh man.
or he's down. He's down to private. And yeah, I know he wasn't Army, but they're gonna put him in the fucking Army and boot him down to private. That's how hardcore he is right now. They're
going to call 1952 on him and send him back to the Army Air Corps.
yeah. It was like, I'll figure out a way to do it.
Send him to the Coast Guard and make him a recruiter for them.
No.
No, you filled your quota this month. Guess what? You get to do an open dive in the.
You used to ride in the Ocean Gate.
Oh
I
man!
would say Space Force, but he'd eject while they're in low orbit, and that would really screw your day up.
Yeah.
My bad,
Or even better, they'd send him up in Bezos's flying penis. You know, the Blue Origin. Come back down. Where's my astronaut wings? No, that was suborbit. That wasn't orbital. So you're not an astronaut.
You're still a loser.
It's not what I heard.
Really?
Listen, they were in space and they were crew members. They were involved.
I see
You
what
have
you did there.
no idea what they had to go through to spend 15 minutes while, just on the edge of the atmosphere. You don't get it, guys. That was groundbreaking.
And when they came down, all they felt was just love.
That was a Rosa Parks moment. You don't even know.
It was more impressive when Shatner did it. Sorry. Not sorry.
It's sexist. You hate women.
So Shatner talked about that when I went to go see him when he was in Houston. He said that, he was supposed to go up with Bezos on the first flight, right? But some scheduling conflicts came up and he ended up having to go second. So he's sitting there watching video. And Bezos' nephew or something like that, I think it was his nephew, went up with him. And he said, he's watching video, people floating around. And there's Bezos' nephew throwing candy across the cabin and hitting Bezos in the asshole. His words, hitting him right in the asshole. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. So he said just before.
Well, he's a billionaire, so ass things.
Right. So, but he said that, just before they closed up the hatch, closed up the capsule and everything. They were like, if you want off, now's the time. And he goes to take his feet out of the stirrups, right? And he goes, wait, I'm Captain Kirk. I can't go anywhere. No, I have to stay. So he gets back. He's getting settled back in. And they're doing the countdown. And they pause the countdown for an anomaly, right? And he was like, What the fuck is an anomaly? What? Like, just like he said, but they figured it out and they resumed the countdown, and he was like, it just from there, right? But it was great,
especially when you don't have any red shirts around to,
right? Exactly. So, but moving on, the Royals have joined the above 500 club in the AL Central. There are now 3 teams with a winning record in the American League Central Division. The Detroit Tigers are still 8.5 games up on everybody in that division. So, there's that. In the AL West, you got the Houston Astros with a 1.5 game lead over the Seattle Mariners. The Texas Rangers are, they're trying. They're still below 500, but they're 7.5 games out.
I don't know. They're 2-8 for the last 10 games too.
Yeah,
and it's not looking good against the Royals right now.
But in the National League East, the Phillies and Mets are leading the way, but the Phillies have a 5-game lead over New York. Milwaukee is just beating the pants off everybody. They're 79-45. They will be the first team to 80 wins this year. Milwaukee, I think, with the passing of Bob Uecker, they actually have something to play for this year. So, that'll be dangerous. They're 9-1 over their last 10. Let me see here. Chicago's 9 games behind them. Cincinnati, who's 5 games over 500. They are 14.5 back. Out in the West, you got the Dodgers leading that division by 2 games over the San Diego Padres. San Francisco Giants are a respectable 11 games out of first place. 4 games under 500 right now, but I mean that's the Dodgers' division to lose. As far as the wild card is going to be concerned, we're looking at in the American League, Boston's holding the top spot. They're actually tied with the Seattle Mariners for the first wild card, and both of them have a half-game lead over the New York Yankees. But Cleveland, they're not out of it yet. They're 3.5 out of the wild card. So we shall see what happens with that. The Yankees have the night off. They don't play again until tomorrow, and then they're going to go to Tampa Bay. I hope Tampa's just dangerous enough to do something with that. I mean, it just kind of seems like the Yankees, they go into these series with these teams that are below 500, but they have like the hardest time trying to, negotiate the pitching rotation that they're up against. And I don't know if it's just because the bats are going that cold, or it's just a combination of that and Aaron Boone's inefficiency as a manager. Why he's still the manager in New York, I have no idea. I mean, they fired Joe Torre after a couple of seasons of not winning a World Series. And Aaron Boone has yet to win a World Series. And he's still got a job. I don't get it. What does he have on the Steinbrenner boys?
Well, who would you replace him with?
That's not my problem. I mean, I'm being honest. As a Red Sox fan, that's not my problem. I mean, it's really not.
I'm just saying, just playing devil's advocate a little bit. Like, who is out there that's available right now that would be able to take over?
Listen,
know, Chris Farley, brother.
We don't need to
cameo and Happy Gilmore too.
I'm not disagreeing. It's not your problem. In fact, it's probably, as a Red Sox fans, you probably want him to stay.
Well, be that as it may. I mean, what is it? 6.5, 1 dozen the other. It's neither here nor there. But as far as the fan base of the Yankees is concerned, if Aaron Boone fails to make the playoffs, or worse, makes the playoff via the wild card and loses to the Red Sox in the postseason, he's going to have to go into federal witness protection.
Yeah.
Because the Yankee faithful will come after him. And if he's got kids that go to school in New York, in the New York area,
If they go anywhere, they're not safe anywhere.
no. I mean, they very well may get doxxed. I'm just saying. But in the National League, the Cubs actually hold the first wild card spot. The Padres are a game behind them, and the Mets are 3 games out, but they hold the third wild card slot in the National League. The Reds, however, they're only a game and a half out of the wild card themselves. So it's not written in stone to, as far as what we're going to see in the way of playoff brackets this postseason. So it's going to be a pretty interesting stretch, and there's a reason why they play 162 games, and sometimes it takes all 162 games to figure out who's going to be moving on and who's going to be playing golf in October. But moving on here, football news right now. Oh wow, hold on. I'm watching. I got Monday Night Football on, and it's Washington and Cincinnati, and I think that what I'm looking at is a pick 6. Yeah, Cincinnati. No, I don't know. Maybe they overruled it. Well, anyway, yeah, they overruled it. It was a pick 6, but they're 14 apiece at in the second quarter with 1:13 left in the half. So, we've got this is the last week of preseason games. So what we're looking at here, well, we're still technically week 2, I guess. No, we're in week 3, so we're coming up on it, man. The 4th of September is right around the corner. So I did get a spreadsheet put together. Okay, so I'm going to be able to keep track of our wins and losses over the course of the year.
Nice.
So I guess we've got 18 weeks to figure out a way to get that trophy for the winner printed out, and we'll cobble together some funds for the loser to decide where to donate that money to.
And as always, if you in the crowd want to donate for that fund as well, all those funds will be going to the donation that the group that we decide to donate to. All of that.
Any external donations vis-a-vis
100% of those are going.
There will be transparency provided. Every cent will be accounted for. Even though United States Mint is not producing pennies anymore, we will make sure that everything down to the penny is accounted for. So that way there's no room for reasonable doubt to sneak its way in.
For any newbies that we have listening that weren't here last year when we did it, we actually had a introduction for the 3 groups that I had chosen for that as I don't want to say subject matter expert, but having some knowledge in that area. Actually went through and explained the mission of those groups and what they do and all that. So
yeah,
well,
we'd probably do something similar.
Don't be modest, man, because I mean, if there's anybody here that knows how to look for those nonprofits, it would be you. So I guess in a court of law, you would be considered a subject matter expert.
This is true.
But the first game, week 1, again, is going to be the Cowboys going to Philadelphia.
I'm not. I don't like.
I mean, they're already in the running for the preseason. They're getting ready for the actual regular season.
I listen. Not that I have any hair, but I have not seen anything that's blown it back.
No. They're losing, so they're getting ready for the regular season.
Yeah,
I mean, they got a blow. I mean, they got a really bad blowout with the Ravens this weekend.
Oh, I saw.
Hold on.
I'm well aware.
Was it one of those moments where you're like, I'm well aware because I cried that day?
You know what? I have no more tears for it. It is what it is.
Okay. So on Facebook today, and I saw this and I was like, wait, what? It was breaking news, right? It was that Jerry Jones was announcing that he was stepping down as general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. And I was like, there is no way. Hold on. Let me finish. I was like, there is no way in hell that this is happening. Because if we all know Jerry Jones the way that we think that we do, no. Because at that point, it wouldn't be about him anymore, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So out there in their preseason camp in Oxnard, California, this comes via Fox4News.com. Mike Ducey, Samantha Gannon, and Tracy Delate are on the byline. This was published back in July on the 22nd. Now, the news may have changed between now and then, but at the time, he said he had no plans. Okay, so let me see here. That one is there's really nothing. Now, if we go by the AI, now hold on, this is from MSN. See here, yeah, MSN.com. Griffin McVeigh. I said this was 4 weeks ago also, but the AI overview is basically telling us that he has not stepped down. While he's admitted to considering stepping down momentarily, he has also stated that he's not planning to step down and is committed to his role. So,
Role of what?
Of destroying the team.
Okay.
As long as the
an
team,
executioner of the fan base.
yeah, he does not give a shit about championships as long as the team keeps raking in money. That is it. He only cares about the entertainment part of the sports entertainment, which I understand it's a business. I get that. He is a businessman. You want to make money. I get that. But you are also in the business of championships. You have to keep your fans somehow, and you do that by winning.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing. I mean, I think Death really hates the Cowboys only because he had stage 4 cancer, lived for 10 years, cleared up now, and Death was like, I really don't like the Cowboys. I mean, Jesus. He could have given us a break.
I think that him and Keith Richards have like a gentleman's bet going on who's going to be actual.
Well, there can only be one.
It's true. I have never seen them in the same room together, and I think that's probably.
I'm telling you that when one or the other dies, we're going to actually witness the quickening.
It'll be a global quickening. You can't release that much power and not have.
One of them is going to die. One of them is going to quote unquote die when that 7-mile long object approaches Earth in December.
Yes. That's when they actually go home.
Yeah, they're about the same age. Huh. Keith Richards is only 81 and
only.
Yeah.
Only.
And Jerry Jones.
I wonder who's actually got the lead on the most cocaine done between the two of them.
You know, I wouldn't bet on that because you can't tell me that Jerry Jones does not have somewhere in his house, or had anyway, a Scarface style pile of cocaine.
Oh, yeah, and Michael Irvin probably gave it to him, but
either that or it was a much larger pile before he arrived.
that's true. I mean, Michael Irvin did stab a teammate in the locker room with a pair of scissors because he cut in line for haircuts.
I'm just saying. That's a rational thing to do.
I mean, that's the first thing that pops into my head. You cut in front of me? Yeah. Oh,
Just-
damn. But yeah, we're not going
that's what I think in traffic. You cut me off in traffic, and I do think vividly about stabbing you in the throat with dull instruments.
I'm like David.
I get it.
I tell my wife all the time, this is why I'm not allowed to have brush guards or rocket launchers.
I keep on hitting buttons just in case. You know, it might be there.
I mean, if I hit the lottery, I'm buying an Aston Martin DB9. There will be gun barrels that pop out of the front bumper just to freak people out.
They may be inert. They may not. That remains to be seen how much you actually win.
What what would actually happen is I would have like a loudspeaker inside the engine compartment and the little strobe LEDs in the end of the barrels.
You
Simulate
have,
muzzle
to actually,
flashes.
you have to have the motor to rotate them too. They have to rotate.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like miniguns, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Not that the average civilian will be able to tell the difference, but still, it's part of the aesthetic.
Have them hooked up to like a small propane supply so that way we get actual muzzle flash.
God,
Yeah.
keep that. You imagine the 911 calls that would come out of that?
Right.
Bro.
And it's not like you can take a side street off of 45 because you're the only DB9 in Houston.
There he goes. That's him.
Ugh.
You got to have the caltrops in the back too. Oil slick and the caltrops. You got to have that. because,
Yes,
tailgate.
right?
Like, come on, it's Houston. There's tailgaters everywhere.
The 911
though.
calls are gonna be like, "This is some James Bond bullshit out here, dude. I don't know what is going on."
You have no idea how true that is.
And they make those tapes available to the public. Everybody's going to comment. I mean, it's not going to be the fact that there's some psychopath out there with an Aston Martin. It's going to be all about the 911 dispatcher absolutely losing his mind in laughter.
I need the what is that channel? The body cam breakdowner, the blue.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See the donut operator breakdown on that one.
Or PD Live on a Friday night.
Right? Oh, dude. Be like, yep, I made it. I have made it. I don't care how much
people don't realize about caltrops is the fact that you can't just weld a couple of pieces of galvanized, 5-penny nails together. Those have got to be hollow tubes. That's how the air gets out.
Yeah.
Because when those things
It's just
grab
bang.
a tire, they stay in the tire.
Yep. You don't want to seal the hole up.
No, you
No.
really don't.
Science to it. You gotta do it right.
Case in point, this was like, back in I think it was like 2001. I drove, instead of like turning and making a right-hand turn like a normal person, I cut through this gravel parking lot to kind of like save a couple of seconds on my time. I ended up I ended up going down on my right rear tire, and I'm like, where did I run over? I get to the tire shop and they pulled the tire off. I ran over a fucking T-bone, like a bone from a steak.
Oh,
Oh way.
Yeah. The tire tech looked at me and goes, "What the hell?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, I have no idea at all."
Yes, this is as good as mine.
He's like, "I'm surprised it held air for as long as it did." I was like, "Right?" So yeah, you need to have a hollowed out Caltrip in order for it to work properly. And if you're going to deploy them, for God's sake, don't wear. Wear gloves when you put them in whatever dispenser that you're going to put them in, because even partials will pull. Man, just kind of saying.
You'd be amazed how easy it is to actually lift prints off of anything.
Mm-hmm. Now we're not advocating, domestic terrorism on the public roadways at all.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying that most drivers would deserve it. I'm not saying that out loud to a national audience.
But if you do it and you get caught, the only person you have to blame is yourself.
May the gods frown upon your shriveled penis.
That too.
Look, I'm not saying that I condone it. I'm just saying I understand. That's all I'm saying. I get it.
And be aware of your surroundings too.
Well, that too.
The people behind you may not necessarily be the best people in the world to do that kind of a thing too. I'm just kind of putting that out there also.
Damn it. Oh my God. So wrong.
I know. Colin, are you ready for your part?
That ghetto
Yeah.
Get you.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
What do you call a lesbian with braces?
Cheese grater.
A box cutter.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh.
Oh.
I wonder if that's actually ever happened.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about though.
Is that why Tyson talks like that?
I don't think he's ever had braces though.
What did one lesbian vampire say to the other? Same time next month?
Oh. Oh.
That's it. That's all I got.
Wow.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Well, this episode's gonna get flagged.
More bloody.
We're definitely getting flagged. When are we getting flagged?
Well, we did make it after, and we did make it past the 7-second buffer. So,
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. So.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
Wow, that's some fresh crab.
What's that?
Hold on. This is so hilarious. This is very, very fresh crab. I mean, it's coming out of the package.
I was gonna say, did he cut the packaging?
Yeah.
Nothing sucks more than biting the inside of your cheek because you know that as soon as you do it, you're going to do it again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for
absolutely.
like the next week and a half.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Do you think it
I'm sitting there, I'm like about to
traumatized?
take a drink, and I'm like, oh ha ha. Like,
Do you think it traumatized that crab to see all of his friends next to him when he woke up?
he's probably like later.
Like that scene in Highlander when he wakes up and he's surrounded, he's on the battlefield, all his friends are all dead around him, and he just wakes up and he's like,
Yeah, it's either that or he was like, oh, that's more money for me. Money.
oh, did you see there was a TikTok video I saw this weekend? They were doing a like live radio broadcast of the original Star Wars. Clancy Brown did the voice of Vader. Dude, that was awesome.
They're doing a re-release for Breakfast Club
Yes.
for its 40th anniversary.
Yes. And my wife and I are going to find a theater in our area, and we're going to go watch it. That's got to be required viewing. I mean, on the big screen.
A few movies are turning 40 this year. Like a few popular ones.
Don't remind me.
Just wait, Colin. Just wait. It is until you're old enough for some of the Marvel movies to be re-released on their 40th anniversary.
Yeah, I can't. That's the day that Avengers Endgame turns 40. That's gonna be something.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah. Okay, so NASCAR news: the Xfinity Series news. Connor Zilisch, those of you who remember, broke his collarbone 2 weeks ago. Well, about a week ago, yesterday. So anyway, at getting out of his car, celebrating in Victory Lane, lost his footing, face planted on the concrete in Victory Lane, and broke his collarbone. He had surgery the next day. And because his mama didn't raise no bitch, he is on the entry list to run Daytona in the Xfinity Series. So good on that young man, driving the number 88 for Dale Jr. and Junior Motorsports. Let me see here. Also, the Xfinity Series will have a new sponsor next year. I was like, I heard music in the background and I see David smiling and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, and then I realized I didn't have my TV turned down all the way yet. Anyway, so O'Reilly Auto Parts will assume title sponsorship of NASCAR's secondary series. So instead of the Xfinity Series, it will be the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. My thing is that are the drivers going to have to declare whether they're two-wheel or four-wheel drives before they enter a race next year? You guys obviously don't shop at O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, clearly I don't have a car.
Right. So, okay. So, Colin, the joke is it doesn't matter what you go in there looking for. You could go in there looking for windshield wipers. They'll ask you if it's two-wheel or four-wheel drive.
Why does it matter?
What size engine you got? The fuck? I'm looking for headlights.
It's like it's all
we
about
gotta make sure we get the I understand. Okay. Just gotta make sure we get the right part number for you.
Yeah. So this was dated today, Daytona Beach, Florida, in an evolution of O'Reilly Auto Parts' longstanding relationships throughout the sport. NASCAR and O'Reilly Auto Parts today announced a multi-year partnership that will one that will make the leader in automotive replacement parts industry the title sponsor for what is now known as the NASCAR Xfinity Series. It will officially debut on January 1st of next year. Let me see here. The agreement marks the fourth entitlement sponsorship in the series' history, following a dynamic 11-year tenure with Xfinity that elevated the series to new heights with unprecedented fan engagement, innovation, and exposure. You know, anybody who's been watching NASCAR for longer than 20 years, it's always going to be the Busch Series. right? They still call it the Busch Series in the garage.
Or the
So-
Winston Cup.
Yeah. Well, I don't not so much the Winston Cup because, oh boy, the Winston Cup had some good days, man. I'm telling you, there's some iconic racing going on in that series. You know, back when it was sponsored by Winston. I'm okay with it just being the NASCAR Cup Series, because I mean, when Nextel/Sprint had it, it just, I mean, they brought in the playoffs, and it just, I don't know. I mean, the marketing was cool. It was kind of peak at the time. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what O'Reilly's going to bring to, you know, the equation, whether or not they're going to improve upon what Xfinity did, what kind of, you know, marketing slogans are going to be birthed from this partnership here. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I just, you know, thought it was noteworthy to, you know, so anytime you hear the O'Reilly's Auto Parts jingle on the radio now, well, guess what? There's a reason for it, and they just dropped a ton of money to be the title sponsor for the secondary series. But Austin Dillon won the race this past Saturday night at Richmond Raceway. He had a win margin of 2.471 seconds, and he led 107 laps. So this is this is back-to-back wins at Richmond for him. This propels him into the playoffs. I don't look for him to get out of the round of 16, but he's there. So this definitely puts Richard Childress Racing in the playoffs, which is good. With the powerhouses like Penske and Hendrick and Joe Gibbs being out there, it's nice to see somebody like Richard Childress, you know, still maintaining an air of relevancy in today's sport. So, I mean, considering where Richard Childress was up to the point where Dale Sr. died, and even with Kevin Harvick, it's, you know, I mean, it's nice to see. I would like to see Kyle Busch turn his dry spell around and start winning again, but I don't know. It'll be kind of cool to see. The Xfinity fastest lap of the race belonged to Bubba Wallace, turning in a lap of 22.96 seconds. So that earned him a playoff point once the playoffs actually start.
Who do you run off the road to get it?
He actually incurred himself a penalty. And his crew chief will earn himself a 2-week vacation from the pit box.
Oh.
Because he left his pit stall and lost a tire. It is a safety violation according to NASCAR. The number 19 team from Joe Gibbs Racing. He pulled the car into their pit stall, and I mean, Joe Gibbs Racing and 2311 are kind of like sister teams, so to speak, by way of Denny Hamlin. NASCAR allowed the 19 crew to service that car, so they threw another lug nut on it. They took the tire that basically, I mean, because the left front tire came off. He slides into the pit stall. One of the pit crew members grabs the tire that was loose, and they jack the car up. They throw a lug nut into the thunder gun and put the tire on, made sure the lug nut was tight, and sent him on his way. He did have to serve a penalty, so I think it was a pass-through under green flag conditions. And there will be a fine as well as a suspension in order. I think the suspension is also going to include not only his crew chief, but I think the tire carrier or the tire changer for his team as well. So I don't know. Look for that to happen. Hey, you know what? Could happen to a nicer guy. I think we need to carry that same energy. Talking about the 23 team, carry that same energy into the playoffs.
Yes.
Go for it.
Absolutely. I fully support that.
Absolutely. All right. So the running order. Austin Dillon, again, he won the race. Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric round out your top 5. Kyle Larson brought it home 6th. That was a good bounce back from last week. Daniel Suarez, Josh Berry, Brett Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Zane Smith, William Byron finishing 12th, Chase Briscoe, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Carson Hocevar rounds out your top 15. Kyle Busch comes home 16th, Michael McDowell, Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Ty Dillon in 20th, Christopher Bell, AJ Allmendinger, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cole Custer, Todd Gilliland coming home 25th, followed by Eric Jones, Noah Gragson, Bubba Wallace, Corey Haim, Chris Buescher, Riley Herbst, Cody Ware, Jesse Love, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Preece 35th, John Hunter Nemechek, Justin Haley, and Chase Elliott coming home dead last. He crashed out on lap 197. But he brought it home last. The standings for the season, William Byron, driving the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, won the regular season championship. So he gets extra bonus points going into the playoffs. It's an extra 15 bonus points. So Chase Elliott finished second in the point standings for the regular season. Denny Hamlin third. Kyle Larson finished a respectable fourth by moving up one spot. Ryan Blaney jumps up to fifth, coming up from sixth place. Christopher Bell, with his lackluster performance Saturday in Richmond, comes home sixth, dropping 2 places in the point standing. Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, and Alex Bowman and Bubba Wallace round out your top 10. As far as the playoff picture is concerned, again, you've got Denny Hamlin, Shane Gisbergen, both of them with 4 wins apiece. Followed by Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell. Both have 3 wins. William Byron with 2. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, and the aforementioned Austin Dillon, each with 1 win apiece. Tyler Reddick is 89 points to the good in 15th, and Alex Bowman finds himself on the bubble with 60 points with 60 points above the cut line. Now, here's the thing. The scenario, Alex Bowman can get himself in on points as long as there's not another first-time winner this coming Saturday night in Daytona. Now, if Alex Bowman himself wins, congratulations. He then catapults himself in front of Tyler Reddick. But if we have a repeat winner this coming weekend, Alex Bowman can get in on points as long as he doesn't finish any laps down and he finishes ahead of Chris Buescher. He can qualify for the playoffs on points. And I'm hoping that that's going to be the case if he doesn't manage to find himself at the front when the checkered flag falls on Saturday night. But Chris Buescher is, again, he's 60 points below the cut line. Ryan Preece is 94 points in arrears. Kyle Busch, 148 points in below the cut line in 19th. The only way he's going to make it in now, he has to win to get in. Absolutely, is do or die. He has to win to be eligible for the playoffs. I don't see it happening, especially with the year that he's been having. He's won at Daytona before, back for the Coke 0400, back when it was still ran in July. But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't rule him out, but with the year that he's been having, with the speed that he's been able to do, the team's been bringing to the track week in and week out, I don't see it happening. More than likely, we are going to see a repeat winner, but I would like to see Alex Bowman actually get himself a win before the playoffs start. Kind of take some of that pressure off because once we start the playoffs, it's do or die. I mean, everybody's got to bring their A game consistently. And he's got to make up some ground to get off of that cut line. And he's got to get it to, at least into the top 12 because, after the first 3 races of the playoffs, they are going to cut the last 4 drivers and reduce the field from 16 to 12. So I look for that to happen. And I see some good things coming out of it. So we'll see what happens there. But next week, the Xfinity guys and the Cup guys are all going to be at Daytona International Speedway. The Xfinity guys are going to be racing Friday night at 6:30. And that's going to be on the CW. And the Coke 0400, let me get over here. No, come on. You got to love it when a plan comes together. Here, hold on just a second. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So yeah, the Coke Zero 400 Daytona International Speedway. That is a 160 lap race. Now, bear in mind that Daytona is a 2 mile long racetrack, so it will equal 400 miles. That race will be on NBC. It'll also be broadcast on the radio, MRN, which is the Motor Racing Network, Sirius XM's channel 90 in your car, or on your Sirius XM app and mobile devices. Blah blah blah. Your driver feeds are still going to be on the HBO Max app, but that will be at 6:30 Central Time this Saturday, August 23rd. I am going to watch that race because it's just it's one of those. I mean, Daytona is always fun to watch. Even if they try to stretch this one out to be a fuel mileage race, it's cool to see how the strategies work out, especially at this track, because it is still considered a super speedway. So drafting is always going to be required in order to maintain those speeds. Who's going to pit with who, whether it's going to be manufacturer rules or if it's going to be team rules, or who's your dance partner kind of a thing, and who's going to leave who out to dry. And it's a fun race to watch because there's a lot of strategy behind the scenes, and that's why, especially on my phone, I'm gonna have the driver feeds for the Hendrick Motorsports guys pulled up, find out what they're doing, how those strategies are going to be played out. It's going to be a fun race to watch, and then definitely one to close out the regular season on, but it's going to be a fun one to watch. Past that, let me see here. Hold on. I know that if I don't do this, I'm going to hear about it. Okay. Dave.
About the cheerleaders?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to kind of go over this a little bit here. I'm not going to pull up the videos because the links that you put in the show notes, those are TikTok videos. They're not articles that I can read. I'm not going to.
No. It's more or less the whole thing of.
I understand it, but
I was just.
Yeah. No, I understand that, and I appreciate the effort. You, sir, are a stud. Anyways. Male cheerleaders in the NFL.
Okay. Here's the thing. I was looking into this. They've had male cheerleaders in the NFL. The thing is they were there to push the cheerleaders up more so they can get a bigger flare.
Yeah, there were more yell leaders than anything else instead of cheerleaders. They weren't out there. They weren't part of the choreography, right?
Damn sure weren't doing the same moves.
Yeah. I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, weird, whatever. I don't care. I think the idea of cheerleaders in the NFL at this point is kind of an archaic idea. Even with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. They're not so much a cheer squad as they're
a dance team.
They're a dance team. Exactly. And they should be separate from, if they're going to be a part of the game day activities, it's pre and post, maybe even halftime. Past that, there's no reason for them to be on the sidelines, right? Because at that level, it is up to the club to keep the fans engaged. It's up to the players on the field to keep their fan base whipped up, right? Because the last time I checked, nobody goes to the games for the cheerleaders, right? Nobody's really paying attention to the cheerleaders other than when they're out there on the field during, quarter breaks or halftime, pregame or postgame, right? It's not like it's high school or college where, the the cheerleaders are part, they're an integral part of the game. They have been, and they always will be, right?
The only thing on this though is I don't know how much this is true, but they said like a lot of their season ticket holders canceled them.
Talking about the Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So picture this, if you will, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. A very effeminate, we'll just say that, man, yes, I'm assuming his gender, out there in Viking colors, wearing the same outfit, albeit a little bit more sans skirt. Is that safe to say?
That's
out there doing the same dance moves as the rest of the Viking dance team, right?
Yeah.
in the exact same way.
Yeah, in the exact same way. Was not received at all well. I know that this does not speak in large to the type of male that inhabits the state of Minnesota, but it's auspiciously there's a very acute commonality with their governor.
Let's just say this is their Bud Light moment.
Yes, it is their Bud Light moment. So
their governor is like yeah, he's all
he's all in on that, right? So
to see this.
I don't know, man. It's
weird.
I know. I just think it's time to reevaluate the role of cheerleaders. Let's call them what they are. If you're going to keep them, just call them a damn dance team, right? You know, I mean, you're going to get your loyalists. They're like, oh, they're always going to be the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Fine, you do you, boo boo, but they're just a dance team with extra steps. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Netflix mini or series will attest to that. They're dancers. And that's it, pure, plain, and simple.
Yep.
It's not to be chauvinistic. It's not to beat them down. It's not to relegate them to some kind of, I don't know, secondary place in the world, because they are smart, articulate, educated women who go on a lot of times to have very exuberant careers in whatever fields that they hail from. But they're not cheerleaders. They're not. I mean, you can put pom-poms in their hands. It doesn't matter. They're out there choreographing dances. They're not doing basket tosses. They're not doing tumbles or, cartwheels or backflips or whatever. They're not out there doing gymnastics. They're dancing in formations. They're choreographed. They are a dance team. I just think that if you're going to have dance teams in the NFL, and if you really want to stay true to your loyal roots of having cheerleaders are female traditionally. Keep it that way. And if you're going to have men on the sidelines helping these cheerleaders, they need to be there to catch and support and throw said cheerleaders during specific cheerleading type moves.
Yeah.
Pure, plain, and simple. Now, there's also a little note that we could have gone over at the beginning of the show, but there's been rumblings about Robert Manclown, the commissioner of baseball, doing a realignment, moving some teams from the National League to the American League or vice versa, realigning the divisions to be more geographically sensical. Leave shit alone. Honestly, for fuck's sake. It is not this damn hard. I mean, you can integrate safety into the game, but if you go start realigning divisions again, yeah, I'm telling you, it's the last time they did a realignment, it was to balance the leagues out, and they moved Houston over from the National League to the American League, and they stuck the Houston Astros in the American League West with with their in-state rivals, the Texas Rangers. And that's fine. It balances out. Each league has the same amount of teams. But if you're going to start, doing things like, oh, hey, we're going to take the Mets and we're going to put them in the American League and put them in the same division as the Yankees, and the Red Sox. It's like, why? Because then you're going to have an unbalanced division. Geographically, there's a higher saturation of teams east of the Mississippi than there is west of the Mississippi. Even as far as the West Coast, yeah, I understand that there's 5 teams currently, quote unquote, within the state of California, but they're all, it's fine the way it is. Leave shit alone. I mean, I understand the pitch clock and moving the game and speeding it up, and that's fine because you're talking about people with a diminishing attention span. Making the bases larger for the name, in the name of safety. Great. I'm all for that. We're going to start instituting appeals of strike, balls and strike calls. I'm fine as long as it does not impede the pace of play. But just leave shit alone, because I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to probably take a decade. If he does this, it'll take about a decade for the game to recover. Honestly, because the fans at that point will start revolting because these are unnecessary and unwanted changes. Because you're going to start talking about manufacturing rivalries within a division for what? Marketing? Television deals? Leave it alone. That's my, I could go on and on, but I know David gets that gets under David's skin. So I'm just going to step off the soapbox right there. As far as prop bet harming the sports industry, as long as the players themselves aren't participating in these prop bets, I mean, they're on the spot. Hey, that'll be. What do you think the odds of this happening in the middle of a game? Leave it alone. It's really not doing anything to the sport. It's really not, because it's not like somebody's in the ear of that particular said athlete going, hey, if you miss this, you could either lose this guy a lot of money or win this guy a lot of money. Athletes don't care. They're out there trying to compete. They're not bothered. I mean, there's a reason why they're not allowed to have their phones or social media platforms open during a game, because they're at work, right? So I don't think it's going to harm the sport industry at all. I mean, it's just one more reason, or one more way rather, for Joe Snuffy and Knucklehead Jane to win or lose their monthly rent and then blame it on somebody else. Let them do what they're going to do, because if you take prop bets away, they're going to find another way to bet their money. So you might as well just keep it where it's regulated and leave it alone. Honestly, I mean, because if sports betting is here to stay, quit screwing with it. Don't give people the thing and then take it away. Right?
There's a word for that.
It's called blue balling.
I mean, that too.
And as far as Denzel Washington being a Cowboys fan,
well, okay,
he had a great rant.
Hold on, stop. Let's actually watch the video on that one.
Go for it,
because it makes sense if you actually look.
He's making it hard for me. Not to be a fan, because I'm still a Cowboy fan. I'm still on the side of the hat. But he ain't thinking about us. He's thinking about his pocket.
Okay. I mean,
says it all. That's a valid point.
Get him on the
Oh, he nailed it.
Yeah.
You tell me what is he?
And you can go ahead and kill it, Dave.
He's getting rich.
My Cowboys.
But it's a valid point. And it's one of the reasons why, you
should look at the video before you actually say something.
No, dickhead. I was just saying nobody cares. I mean, because it's a point that's been brought up on the show before.
Yeah.
And just because a celebrity brings it up doesn't make it any more valid.
Maybe
it's a valid point, but it's a point that hundreds of thousands of Cowboys fans have been bitching about for the last 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's nothing new. It's not a new take. It's not a hot take that he's out there on an island by himself going, hey, I believe this. Dude, you're preaching the choir to all the Cowboys fans that have been Cowboys fans since the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Since Jerry Jones has come in and won us a bunch of Super Bowls, and then we've gone on, then they've gone on this huge drought. It's the same sentiment that is repeated on a daily basis on Dallas Sports Radio.
Okay, here's another question, and I was thinking about this as you were making your argument. Would it be different if Jerry Jones didn't implement the thing that got each fan base to get more money for the team? Like, okay, originally, before Jerry Jones happened, everybody basically got money from NFL. They didn't get everybody. It was all separated evenly towards everybody. If your team didn't make that much money, who cares? Cowboys made a lot of money, so we all get the same amount.
You talk about revenue sharing.
Yeah, revenue sharing.
Okay.
If that didn't happen, will we see the same results?
Had he not suggested and helped implement the revenue sharing, teams like the Cowboys would not have any problem paying the players that want to come and play the money that they're asking to come play there, and they would have 6 or 7 Super Bowls. They wouldn't be stuck at the 5. Cowboy fans would have not had been, had to be forced to, sit through this 30-year drought. Actually, it's been more than it's been almost 40 years since the last Super Bowl win. Right? No, it's been 20, 30, something like that. Anyways, it was like 97 the last time they won. So it's been almost 30 years. Okay. Point is, okay. It's one of the situations where it's like, okay, now you're taking, was it 97?
96.
96. That's right. Against the Steelers. Yeah. All right. So if the Cowboys didn't have to share the revenue, they got to keep all that money for themselves. And, he would have in turn logically should take that money and put it into paying the salaries of the players that he wants to come play, have come play for him. Revenue sharing. Hey, great. We're going to spread the wealth around. All these small market teams are now going to have money to pay players that otherwise they wouldn't have the money to pay. Great. It makes for parity among, across the league. It's definitely opened up competitions, brought playoff experience to teams that traditionally have never been there. It's given a lot of fan bases hope. So I agree with the revenue sharing to an extent, but I think at a certain point, revenue sharing needs to kind of expire. Reason for that is this is now on the shoulders of the owners and GMs of those particular specific teams to put together a roster to win.
Yeah.
Give your fans a reason to buy your merchandise. Give them a reason to buy season tickets. Sell your games out by putting butts in the seats. Refuse to lose, right? Take a page out of Shoresy's playbook. We'll never lose again, but, fill them in, run them up. Give guys game sticks after the game is over, whatever. It should be should be the responsibility of the clubs alone to provide that product for their fan base. They shouldn't be sitting there with their hands out, sitting on the street corner waiting for the NFL to pour them another bowl of porridge.
Lisa, may we have some more?
Exactly. So Jerry Jones, say what we want about him. He's brought some good things to the game, but as far as his own team is concerned, he doesn't treat it like a team that he wants to have win. He's more concerned about running it like a business as opposed to a team. That's it. And his son, not any better.
No.
His son has followed in the footsteps of his dad. And looks at everything from a business perspective. Now, yes, you do need to do that to an extent, but it's about, at the end of the day, you're going to be measured by the number of rings that you have, the number of Lombardi trophies in that trophy case, and that's it.
Yep.
That's why say what you want about Tom Brady, say what you want about Bill Belichick. Collectively,
They won.
They won. Okay. Now, when Brady left Belichick and went to Tampa Bay and won, Belichick hadn't seen anything since. And, that a little proof in the pudding there. But
he did win that woman.
Dude, everybody's trying to get him to leave her because she is not good for him.
No.
Oh. Anyways,
that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah, that's a whole other show into itself. We're just not that kind of show.
What?
But past that, man, I really don't have a whole lot else.
Pretty much it. We can go ahead and land this plane so I can go to bed.
Yeah. All right. So before we do that, a word from our POTUS.
There was once a pirate, wonderful pirate. He was a terror on the high seas and a demon in the sheets. Credit to lesbians everywhere, really, a great lesbian pirate. Her name was Bearded Clam. She really was wonderful. Anyway, as she used to say, as she plundered both booty and pussy, scissor me timbers.
And with that, I am Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
I am Chris Mountain Man Jacka.
I'm Colin Skelton.
You have become privy. You become indentured. You might be better off for it. Maybe not. Don't really care. But until next week, same bat time, same bat channel. This has been Nerd Sports. You don't have to go home, but you can't fucking stay here.